year, we're going to be working really closely together. We're forming a community in this room. And because of that, I want us to think about what sorts of things we can agree on. How are we going to treat each other? How are we going to interact with one another? So your task is to think about what sorts of community agreements can we come to as a class? I create community agreements with my classroom. It's a way to bring the students' voices in for how we're going to treat each other throughout the year. Who has an idea just right off the bat of a community agreement?
Talking to each other and working with people that we're okay to work with and getting to know each other by that too. Not be mean to each other.
Not being mean to each other. Maddie?
Respect.
Respect, absolutely. On your clipboard and on your sheet of paper, write down as many things as you can think about how you want to interact with one another. I have students start in small groups thinking about how they want to be treated. So in small groups, they brainstorm different words or phrases. This is an opportunity for them to really reflect on, is that how they want their classroom to run. Because it's one thing to say respectful, but how do we know that we're being respectful? What might it sound like to you? What might it feel like?
Because I know the definition of respectful, which is be kind to others.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of some situations that could actually relate to people being kind, so helping others.
Okay. That's part of being respectful?
Yeah.
What does it sound like to you?
If someone spills markers, hey, can you help me? Yeah, sure. Okay, do you want to help me? So where do you want to start?
After the students brainstormed, we came together as a whole class, and again, wanting to ensure that the students were the central role, I had students take ownership of the process. 2 students wrote on the board, and 1 student called on the rest of the classroom, sharing out those agreements.
Henry?
Participate and listen to others.
Sam?
Motivate others in their personal goals.
Ada?
Take ownership.
It took us some time. This is a long process because students like to debate and talk and really reflect. And so when we brought our community agreements back up, we had to realize that we had probably 15 agreements at that point, and it was way too many. So today, we're looking at all the community agreements that you shared out, and we need to narrow it down because this is a lot. There's a lot for us to think about and really agree to. Are there any that are really similar that we can eliminate?
Take ownership and responsibility are very similar.
Students you were talking with, did you like responsible or take ownership?
I like responsible because it's more of a broad thing rather than ownership. It's a branch of responsibility.
Okay. I see some disagrees. Who wants to share the idea of take ownership instead? Ada.
I think it should be take ownership, since every school you go to says, oh, just be responsible, but here at LDI, we want to be different, so I think by saying take ownership, that shows us more.
Once we came up with the right phrasing for our 4 agreements, students wrote them on a big sticky pad, and then every student came up and signed it. It's now posted in my room for students to continue to see throughout the rest of the year. Community agreements cultivates classroom culture, especially in the project-based learning world, because students' voices are really heard. They become central to the classroom, and it continues and sets the tone for the rest of the year.